They say the world ended in cities first, places packed with people, where panic spreads faster than any virus. But out here, deep in the Cascades, we didn't see it happen. We felt it. The silence came first. The radio stopped. Then the forest changed. My name is Ethan Cole. I was a forest ranger in the Pacific Northwest. And this is how I survived the first 7 days after the world fell apart. Before the world ended, life was simple. I woke up to the same sounds I'd heard for years. The crackle of the campfire, the whisper of wind through the pines. And my partner, Marcus Reed, mumbling about how much he hated instant coffee. We'd been forest rangers here for 6 years. 2 guys keeping watch over a few hundred square miles of Oregon wilderness. It was peaceful work, long days, simple rules, and the kind of silence you start to depend on. Marcus and I couldn't have been more different. He was all instinct and adrenaline, the type to wrestle a bear if it gave him a good story. I was the opposite, cautious, patient, maybe even boring. But somehow, it worked. That morning, something felt off. The forest was too still. No bird calls, no rustling brush, just a kind of heavy quiet that pressed on your chest. The radio, which usually crackled with chatter from other towers, was nothing but static. We joked about it at first, probably a busted repeater, probably nothing. By noon, we got a call about 2 missing hikers near the northern ridge. It wasn't unusual. People got lost out there all the time. We packed up, hiked 3 miles, and found their last known campsite. The scene didn't make sense. The tents were shredded, sleeping bags ripped open, blood smeared across the ground and up the trees like something had been dragged. There were tracks in the mud, big ones, but uneven. Some looked human, others didn't. And the smell, it was like copper and rot. Marcus thought maybe it was a bear. I didn't say anything, but I'd been in these woods long enough to know bears don't walk on 2 feet. I tried the radio. Static tried again. Dead air. Not even static after that, just silence. That's when we heard it. Footsteps, slow, uneven, crunching through the brush behind us. We turned. It was a man, or something that used to be one. He stumbled out of the trees, clothes torn, face pale, eyes cloudy. His head twitched, jaw tight, body jerking like a puppet with cut strings. Marcus called out. The man didn't stop, just turned toward us and broke into a sprint. I fired once. He dropped, then got back up. That's when we ran. We tore through the woods to the truck. The forest felt alive, every branch snapping, every echo too close. I don't remember getting in the cab, just the sound of the engine roaring as we sped down the gravel road. People, or things, moved between the trees. Some staggered, others sprinted straight for the truck. Their faces, I can still see them. Some looked terrified, others hollow. The main road was blocked. Cars abandoned, smoke in the distance. I saw a child's shoe in the middle of the asphalt, covered in blood. We turned back toward the ranger station. The world behind us was on fire. That night, the screams started. We barricaded the doors, sat in the dark, and listened. Sometimes it was far away, sometimes close. Too close. The radio sputtered once before dying completely. I caught fragments. Containment failed. Portland, stay out. And then, nothing. By dawn, we made our way to the fire watchtower. 60 feet up, steel and wood, 1 ladder. It wasn't much, but it felt safe. From up there, we could see everything. The rolling fog, the endless trees, and far away, thin columns of smoke rising from what used to be towns. For a while, we just watched, trying to make sense of it. We had maybe 5 cans of food and a few bottles of water. Marcus joked about finally losing weight. I didn't laugh. At night, they came. The infected, the sick, whatever they were. They wandered below the tower, silent and slow, sometimes standing still for hours, like they were listening for something. One night, I tried using the shortwave radio to reach anyone still out there. The moment I keyed the mic, the infected below twitched, every one of them, all at once, like they could feel it. I stopped transmitting after that. By day 3, the rain started, cold, relentless. The trails below turned to mud. The forest, once green and alive, became gray and waterlogged. Marcus started to change. Not physically, not yet, but in his head. He couldn't sit still. Kept saying we had to find people, find help. I told him we'd just die faster that way. We argued. Too much. But when the night came, we sat in silence again, listening to the wind and the rain. On the 4th day, lightning struck somewhere near the ridge. By afternoon, we could see flames in the distance. The fire spread fast, too fast. The smoke rolled toward us, thick and dark. It drove the infected uphill right toward the tower. We fought through the night, shot until our rifles were hot, until our ears rang. The infected didn't stop. They didn't even scream when they burned. They just kept moving. By sunrise, the ground below was a graveyard. Marcus stared at them for a long time, then said he couldn't tell which ones were human anymore. Neither could I. Day 5 came and went. Food was almost gone. Marcus started skipping his turn on watch. Said he couldn't look anymore. On the 6th day, we saw her, a woman limping through the trees, wearing torn hiking gear. She was alive, or so we thought. Blood soaked her leg. She waved, calling for help. Marcus wanted to go down. I stopped him. The wound was bad, deep, dark, already spreading up her skin. We both knew what that meant. She fell, didn't move for a while. Then she did, slow, jerky, unnatural. When her head lifted, her eyes were gone. Marcus didn't speak after that. That night, the air was thick with ash. The sky glowed red from the fire miles away. Marcus sat near the window, scratching his arm, saying it was just a cut from the ladder. I didn't press. By morning, he was sweating, pale, trembling, his breathing shallow. I tried to convince myself it was just infection, the normal kind. But deep down, I knew better. He told me he felt cold, even with the fire going. Then he started mumbling names, places, things from home. And then he just stopped talking altogether. When he finally went still, I sat there for a long time. I don't know how long. Hours, maybe. Then he twitched. It was small. A finger, then his jaw. His eyes opened halfway. Still human, but empty. He looked at me, tried to speak. All he said was, "You'll know when it's time." I didn't move, couldn't. As the light faded, I heard something above the wind, a low rumble. I stepped outside and looked up. A helicopter. It was far, barely visible through the smoke. But it was there, moving slow, heading north. I shouted, waved, fired a flare. Nothing. It just kept flying, vanishing into the haze like it was never there at all. I stood there until the sound was gone. Then I went back inside, sat next to Marcus's body, and placed the rifle between us. One bullet left. I told myself I'd decide in the morning. The 7th day came quietly. No wind, no birds, just smoke and silence. I didn't sleep. Couldn't. I just sat by the window, watching the horizon through the haze. Sometimes I thought I saw movement. A figure in the distance, walking through the ash. Maybe real, maybe not. Maybe someone else survived. Or maybe it was just another one of them. I never looked down again. The forest floor was alive with the infected, swaying like the trees themselves, waiting, listening. When the first light broke through the smoke, I felt something I hadn't felt in days. Warmth, weak, fragile, but real. I thought about Marcus, about the people out there who never made it this far. And for a moment, just a moment, I believed that maybe, somehow, the world wasn't over yet. Maybe there was still something left worth surviving for. I don't know what comes next, but I'm still here. For now.